sounds of the bells to come into your body.
And make sure the light's down.
sounds of the music, allowing the tones to increase the vibration of your physical being as it brings spirit in, allowing yourself to connect to the sounds, the sights, and the smells of everything around you. Taking in 3 purposeful, deep breaths, letting them out. The Sanskrit word for breath actually translates as spirit. As you breathe in, so do you invite spirit into your body. Feeling yourself connect, feeling your body relax. Imagine a gold and silver and white shower of light hovering about 3 feet above your body. Now imagine that beautiful gold and white and silver light showering over you. And as it does, it permeates and enters and comes into your body, starting at the top of your head where your crown chakra is. Feel and sense this beautiful white light coming from the heavens as it embraces all of the cells of your physical, spiritual, and emotional bodies. Feel this white light going all the way down your throat, into your chest, into your abdomen, down through your hips, down to your thighs, and out the bottom of your feet. And as this white light goes all the way through your body, feel and sense it permeating into earth, going all the way down to the center of the earth, connecting this white light to the center of Mother Earth, to Gaia. As this white light passes through you and into the earth, remember to give thanks to Mother Earth. Remembering everything we have comes from Mother Earth. The food we eat, the clothing we wear, the shelters over our head, the blankets that keep us warm, the lights that give us night. Everything we do, everything we have, everything around us comes from Mother Earth. And have an appreciation and a perspective of abundance. For Mother Earth continues to give to us and blesses us with all of her gifts. Feel this white light coming back up through your body, going out the top of your head and into the heavens. And as this white light moves between heaven and earth, know that we are the yin and the yang. We are the bridge. We are the connection between heaven and earth. We are divine beings of light, honored to be inhabitants here in this beautiful place. As we become aware of all of our chakras, all of the energy coming through us, to us, and from us, in all directions, we open our hearts. We invite this brilliant white light of the divine into our hearts. And we recognize and remember that everything comes from within our heart. That there is no out there. Everything out there is but a reflection of what is in our hearts. We remember if we see chaos, that the chaos resides within. And the way to see beauty and light is to have beauty and light from within, as it reflects out and becomes everything that we see and embrace and hold dear. Imagine this white light coming from the center of your heart. Feel it expanding into all regions of your body. Feel it expanding and going out 3 feet beyond your body. 10 feet, 15 feet, 50 feet, even 100 feet. And And know that this is a sacred space that you create when you open your heart. For the heart is 500,000 times more powerful than a single thought. And as you allow Spirit, God, Atanaha, Allah, however you name that highest being that guides you, that which has 1,000 names and yet remains nameless, the mystery of the universe, the beauty, the creation, the unconditional love and light that resides within us and allows us to have separate thoughts and yet simultaneously reminds us we are connected to everything and everyone, all places of the earth, all time, all space, all vibrations, all dimensions. The waters, the mountains, the plants, the animals, all the people. Over 6 billion of us residing here together, we are all connected. We are connected to the universe around us, all the planets in our star system, and all the 400 billion planets in the Milky Way. We are all connected. We all come from the same light of the universe. And when we realize and remember how connected we are to something so vast as to be beyond human expression, a feeling of peace and unity comes over us. It permeates every thought, every expression of our being. And we have the feeling of oneness and awareness, an amazing capacity. It gives us a perspective that allows us to be in a place of complete and total oneness and peace. This is not only our divine right, it is our divine responsibility to be aware of this oneness. But as we take this knowledge into our hearts, so that we have a ripple effect in everyone we meet every day, will feel the sense of this higher vibration of love and light. And we give this gift to everyone we meet, and they carry it on. And we understand the gift and the responsibility of bringing this light to everyone around us. And we recognize that we can affect thousands of people with one smile, as the ripple effect connects and goes out. As we smile at one people, they will smile at 10 others. And 2 and 2 no longer equal 4. They exponentiate and go beyond our expression and our understanding. This is the mark of the awakened individual, to spread that love and light and to understand the complete and total unlimitless aspects of who we reach and how we reach them. Trusting this, residing in its beauty, feeling its magnificence. We are one with everything. Joy, peace, serenity, divinity is our natural state of being. Fear, anger, bitterness, regrets, this is all false evidence appearing real. This is not our natural state of being. This is something we inadvertently agreed to, and now we choose to no longer have it reside in our hearts. We only see peace and love and joy, togetherness, unity, oneness. We recognize and acknowledge our beings as divine. We feel the presence of all of our guides, guardian angels, deceased loved ones, masters, teachers, other expressions in other realms, supporting us in every way. And we remind ourselves when we show up to be of service to the universe, to bring love and light to all beings of creation, that the universe supports us in this process. Join me in the prayer of Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Loka Samasta Sukhino Sukhino Bhavantu. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. May all beings of creation live in peace, love and joy. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. And so it is. Coming back to the room. Good morning, everybody, and welcome.
Good morning.
Everybody back. I'm so sorry to bring you back when I take you there. We're still going to have that day, I promise, where we do an all-day meditation, where we take you there and then you get to stay there for as long as you want. This is Gabriel Mendoza, also known as Aum Now, and he's joined us this morning to bring us this beautiful sounds of the crystal bowls. Weren't they lovely?
Yes.
And he's going to do it again for us at the end of the session. But, thank you. That was just amazing. And this is our guest speaker today, Chelle Goodfriend. She's a shaman, and you work with all kinds of herbs and beautiful healing. And you also do a special area of work with helping mothers have a very natural birth. So she's going to tell us all about some lovely things. And she's got a class this afternoon. If you'd like to join her, it starts at 1 o'clock.
Yes.
1 o'clock. And it'll be 2 hours, and she's going to show you how all the things in your pantry and your refrigerator are some of the most natural and beautiful and effective homeopathic cures that you can have. And I think we don't always realize, we tend to go to the store and get things in a bottle. But we have things in our pantry that can be even more effective and more natural. So my topic today is about perspective. I was driving to San Clemente the other day, and there was a car that drove by, and it had the letters all jumbled together. And so sometimes when they're jumbled together, we look at it and we see it one way, but maybe we see it another way. And on the back of this guy's car, it said, "God is nowhere." And I looked at it and I went, "What? God is nowhere?" And then underneath it, it said, "How did you read these words?" So I'm trying to drive responsibly, and I'm looking at this sign, and I'm trying to look where I'm going. And so I glanced at it again, and of course it could be read, "God is now here." So it was a beautiful illustration of what is it that we feel in our hearts, how do we govern our behavior, all depending on how we see something. All the letters were exactly the same. It was just where we put the W that made us feel complete, whole, supported, loved, connected, or completely alone, isolated, not supported, just in the placement of where you put the space in those words. And it made me realize that this is how we govern our lives every day. There is only one thing that decides whether we're happy or not, and that's our perspective on something. The old statement, do you see a glass as half full or do you see it as empty? And I love the way Spirit works through me all week long. When I get something like that, I saw about 15 clients this week, and every single one that I saw, the theme around what I was helping them work through was perspective, how they saw something. And I spent all week helping people put a spin on things. And even the most bleak and regretful or sad circumstances, and as they were telling me these things, and I was sitting close to them and I was holding space for their heart, and Spirit came in and gave me the spin on how to turn it around and say, well, what if we looked at it this way? And it was some of the times were the most amazing spins. And I'll share with you one that seemed a little scary at first, and I wasn't sure if I was going to illustrate this example, but I'm being guided to. This one gentleman said, he was being hard on himself, and he said, I know the most useless random information that occupies my heart and my head. And I said, well, what do you mean? And he said, I had a friend who was threatening to commit suicide, and they had a dagger that they were holding in their hand that they were going to put in their heart. And he said, I knew in my head that it was impossible for them to commit suicide in this way, that the body won't allow you to have the kind of strength to pierce through your own ribs and your heart. And he said, I knew the only way that that person would be able to complete that act was if they fell down on themselves. And he said, why would I have such strange and unusual thoughts? Why would I know something like that? And I said, you were with this person? And you were talking to them? And I said, if you hadn't known that, you would have been panicked. And you would have been so caught up in the fear that they were actually going to complete the act. But because you knew it was impossible, you were able to remain calm. And you were able to be in a place of centered poise, and you were able to look them in the eye and talk them into finding out why it was they wanted to do this. And he was so thrilled at finding such a spin on there that it was not a useless piece of information. It was actually an incredibly important piece of information because it allowed him to stay calm and talk to this person and find out why they had so much pain that they were considering doing this. And he'd never actually put that spin on it before, and all of a sudden, instead of feeling ridiculous, he felt empowered. And he felt calm knowing that Spirit must have given him that piece of information so that he could stay calm in that process. So you can put a spin on anything in your life. So I invite you to go through and maybe take an inventory and look at the things that maybe gave you the most grief or the most pain or the most suffering. I guarantee you, if you sit in peace with it long enough and you pray and you open your mind up, Spirit will show you what it is that is the spin on that. What is the other side to it? And there is always something. It's not a gray cloud with a silver lining, but rather maybe it is a silver cloud to begin with, and we only see it as a gray cloud. And sometimes we're in the trenches and we're so close to something we can only see the painful side of it. And that's when we need to invite Spirit in to give us what I call the 10,000 mile view perspective. Because when you can get that distance, that emotional distance, and you gain the universal perspective on something, there's always a higher purpose to something that happens. Always. The universe does not create random events. There is no such thing as random chaos and things that are out of control. Everything happens in the patchwork, and we just have to come up and look at the higher picture to understand what is it that we wanted to experience about this. And I avoid using the word lessons because that sounds so punitive almost. I had a lesson to learn. It almost sounds like you did something wrong, and so you had to have something taught to you. And lessons has a very negative connotation sometimes, but what if they're all just experiences? Everything about your life is a human experience. And we veil and we forget that we are divine beings of light because we sometimes need to be able to break through. And sometimes we put ourselves in really challenging situations. And we have heartache from friends or family or jobs or education or country or government. And we put sometimes the most challenging circumstances in front of us. But as the old saying goes, there is nothing that the universe gives us that we don't have the power to work through. Why would the universe give us something that ultimately is only going to end in defeat? It's just not possible. We may not see the path, but the path is always there if we pray for guidance and ask for the answers, and the answers will always come, sometimes in really strange ways, and sometimes in ways that you would just never have thought that would be the reason. But the answers are always there, and the beauty is always there to be seen. Does anybody have anything that they would allow me to invite them to see us spin on that they'd like to share? Sure. Joanne?
I feel bad for saying this. Just the last week, I feel used. Like every person I work on is taking a piece of me with them, and not in a good way. Not the gift that I have, but the.
So you feel your resources are being depleted and not being replaced?
I meditate at night and I do all the things that healers are supposed to do, but something else is there. And I've cleared out my room. Jesse knows that room. And something else is in there, and I don't know what it is. And it's not my guides, it's not my angels. I leave that room. I have to get out of there when I'm done with clients. And usually, I just quietly leave the space.
This is in your home?
No, this is in the place that I work.
It's a workplace, okay.
Yeah. Home is fine.
So you feel like there's a presence there?
No, I don't know what it is. It's just
a heaviness?
Heaviness, frustration.
A denser energy?
Yeah. And I know, tomorrow's Veil Between Worlds is opening, so I don't know if they come in a little bit sooner.
Okay. I'm not sensing an entity there. I am sensing simply a denseness in the energy that is reflecting the fact that you're feeling depleted. Okay. So what is it that if you were to look at this is a reminder that you're not taking care of yourself. Because when we truly take care of ourselves and replenish from our heart, it's an unlimited well of resources that has no bottom, that can be bottomed out. So if you're feeling like you're bottoming out, you're not taking the time to create your own resources in here. In between clients, yeah.
It was a busy last 2 weeks.
Yeah. So what I'm being told is make sure you're inviting the energy to come through you rather than just in here, because you've got to get that replenishment constantly coming through. Because working with clients, as we pull the energy in, there's a difference between feeling depleted and feeling energized. And we really, if we're pulling the energy in, the more clients we work on, the more energized we feel, because that means we're pulling in and creating more energy.
Not the opposite.
Yeah. So this is a way of Spirit showing you that you're not taking care of yourself, reminding you to really gauge your own energy. Somebody else? Yes, ma'am.
When my son was 2, he had a couple or 3 strokes. And although he gets better every year, he still struggles with dyslexia and some vision loss and focusing. And every year, I always pray and for healing. And I know that he's teaching me patience, but I just feel kind of stuck because I'm always waiting for that healing to happen while he's just healed. And so I just